Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here from the very beautiful Las Vegas Motor Speedway here this afternoon. We are in Sin City and these drivers are ready to rock and roll. A lot of drivers sporting new paint schemes as this is their Halloween race on the season. So these drivers are going to be sporting some different some different gear, not only out there on the racetrack but also sporting some different gear in their webcams as well. We'll go through those a little later on as drivers going to get ready to rock and roll here this afternoon. Qualifying has come to a close and we got 28 drivers loaded into the sim, each and every one of them looking for the win here this evening. As James coming in with the heart reaction here on the broadcast. Joshua Neal coming in with that thumbs up here on the broadcast as well, coming in showing the big love and says, let's go Midwest Motorsports, cheering on him and all the Midwest drivers here this afternoon. And Shenco Custom Designs coming in, showing the big love with that share on the broadcast and the heart reaction here on the stream, coming in showing the big love here in this one as the racing action about to get underway. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you guys know what to do. Hit that like button for us, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, and make sure, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you jump into the comment section. Let us know who you're cheering for, who you want to see up here in victory lane as you see the 00 ride, the Williamsburg Contracting, PeaceMaker Gaming, Shenco Custom Diecast, number 00 of Colton Manich will start here in that pole position. To his outside in the beautiful 5 ride, that is Brandon Puffin Barker. To the inside, a row number 2 is the Monster Energy 11 ride of Gavin Addison. To his outside in the Budweiser number 8, that is Lance Brantlinger. Then we see the 81 of Anthony Garland. Spooky, beautiful looking paint scheme here for the 81 machine. We're liking that. We're liking that. That's very Halloween vibes right there for the 81 of Anthony Garland. To his outside in the must-loved Poodles number 9 machine. It's a brand new looking ride there as well for the always beautiful looking Tyler Humphrey machine, as Humphrey will start there in position number 6. Starting in position number 7 in the 77, it's another beautiful looking paint scheme here, the Exalta 77 ride. Starting in position number 7 on the Speedway, Casey Gross. He was outside, a nightmare on Elm Street. That is Josh Bromfield in the 12 ride. And the Friday the 13th, number 49, that is Kurt Sponsler there in 9th. He was outside in the number 24. It's another Exalta number 24 ride. Another Exalta paint scheme here this afternoon. Jameson Heath there in position number 10. David Durant Jr., the 23, Austin Smith, our top 12. Then we see Corey Crowell in the Haunted Hydro number 20 ride there in 13th. Al Reed, who is outside there in 14th. Caleb McKinney, Chris Muse, James Garland, Billy Jordan, Cameron Combs, Adolfo Castillo, Kevin Kazar, Mike Killingbeck, Dom Slavo, Wayne Garland, Johnny Thunders, Joshua Neal, Robert Duiscu, and Gary Wright bringing up the rear of the field as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. As quickly, the 00 ride getting pushed down into corner number 1. Addison with a big jump all over the back bumper, gonna shove the 00 to the front here and quickly clearing that outside groove. Addison going to follow right on through with him as Puffin Barker quickly slides back to that 3rd position before he even really stepped on the throttle here in that number 5 ride. He's all the way back now into position number 3. Lance Brantlinger there in 4th, and Anthony Garland in that beautiful Halloween paint scheme, the Outcast Racing League number 81, rolling there in that 5th position. But it's all Colton Manich with the bloody walls, the scratched up bloody walls, a little throwback, or not a little throwback, but a little bit of a Halloween paint scheme there as well. You see the blood on all the brick and everything else, looking very, very fresh out there on the Speedway for that 00 ride as well. We got to thank all of our drivers for coming in and giving us some pretty cool Halloween paint schemes here this afternoon as we do see the caution flag fly. I believe Wayne Garland going to get tied up in this one. Some more drivers up in front of him. That's David Durant Jr. tied right up in the middle of this one. So looks like maybe Jason gonna strike first here. 4 wide down the front straightaway. 4 wide down into corner number 1. Contact between the 24 and the 49. Sends that Friday the 13th to Jason Voorhees ride down the racetrack into the 51 ride. And then David Duran Jr. just up the track into Chris Muse. Hard contact there into the outside wall. The Overton's number 76 rider McKinney, nowhere to go. He gets a piece of that one. Same with Kevin Kazar, the 15 rider Cameron Gomes just trying to squeak his way through there, but we do see a few other drivers getting tied up in this as well. The 13 rider James Garland, the 84 Wayne Garland also getting some contact there as well. The 6 rider Robert Tuiscu is going to go around. That's going to hit the number 84 ride again and put Wayne up into the outside fence. So a bunch of destruction here down through quarter number 1 and 2. A lot of drivers just getting absolutely tore up. Let's take another look at this one. It's contact here down the front straightaway. Drivers running out of room, 4 wide, trying to get down into quarter number 1. And that's where all the fun gets underway. Everyone trying to get through there. Killingbeck gets a piece of it as well. Tuiscu in there. A lot of drivers tore up here. Is a big wreck to start this afternoon off. Definitely not the way these drivers wanted to have their day begin here this afternoon, as we'll get ready to pull in all these drivers ready to rock and roll here once again, as Williamsburg Contracting coming in with the heart reaction here on the broadcast as well. Williamsburg Contracting Racing coming in with that share as well with the let's freaking go, baby. Let's go. Williamsburg coming in showing the big love here in this one. As Aaron Beavers, Aaron coming in with the heart reaction. How are you, Aaron? Aaron coming in showing the love. And Marie Davis coming in with that love as well, the heart reaction here on the broadcast. Then we see Eric, my boy Eric, coming in with the like and the share as well on the broadcast. Anthony Karp coming in with that like as well, as Anne Marie Davis says, let's go. James Garland, you are the cheese to my macaroni. Okay, I like it. I like it. That's what true love is right there. That's what true love is right there. Cheese to macaroni, 100% true love right there. Is everyone coming in showing the love? I appreciate everyone coming in, tuning in, and showing the love here this afternoon. Cheering on your favorite drivers, hitting that like button, hitting that share button, showing the big love here this afternoon as we'll get these drivers ready to rock and roll. We'll get ready to go back to battle here as Bolton Manich, Gavin Addison, 1 and 2 on the Speedway. Now we do see Lance Brantlinger there in third, Anthony Garland in fourth, Tyler Humphrey, Casey Gross, our top 6. Then we see Jameson Heath, Josh Bromfield, Kurt Sponsler, and the number 3 of Al Reed rounding out our top 10. Billy Jordan there in the Oracle Red Bull Racing number 14 ride. We'll start there in the 12th position. He's going to have Adolfo Castillo in the PeaceMaker Gaming Quantum Motorsports ride down to his inside here, as Cameron Gomes, Kevin Kazar, Johnny Thunders, Dom Slavo, Austin Smith. All these drivers going to try to work their way up through the field after pit stops. Brandon Puffenbarger back here as well after starting on the outside of the front row. Puffenbarger coming down pit side and now going to get started here back in the 18th position. Corey Crowell, Joshua Neal there as well as some of those drivers with the damage. Caleb McKinney, Mike Killingbeck, Gary Wright, the 84 Wayne Garland, Grace Muse, Robert Tuiscu, and the 13 of James Garland, who is now the first driver 1 lap down. Still quite a bit of damage there on the It machine. The everyone wants to float ride as down through the Geico restart zone. We quickly go back to Green Flag Racing here at beautiful Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Sin City, here this afternoon in Colton Manich in that Williamsburg Contracting Shenco Custom Diecast number 00 ride, looking to try to pick up the win here this afternoon with the 11 machine again. Gavin Addison all over his back bumper. Addison shown that he can have a ton of speed in that 11 ride. We've seen him work his way through the field in multiple different races. Unfortunately, getting tied up and quite a few different incidences, having some tough breaks, and unfortunately getting some untimely, ungood finishes here for the 11 ride after having some very good, strong performances in that. Last week, man, looked like he was potentially probably the car to beat. Unfortunately, just could not keep himself out of trouble, as here comes that number 9 ride. Tyler Humphrey, last week's winner, trying to work himself back up towards the front of the field. He must love Poodle's number 9 ride, looking fresh as always out there on the Speedway, as He works down to the inside, but it's Colton Manich out in front. Manich continuing to lead the way, able to hold these drivers off as Brantlinger jumps up into second. Addison, Humphrey, Garland are top 5 here on the Speedway. Jameson Heath in the Exalta 24 ride. They're in position number 6, the matching car, the Exalta 77 to Casey Gross right there behind him in position number 7. Then we see Josh Bromfield there in position number 8 with Al Reed in the RT3 Designs ride. They're in position number 9 on the Speedway. Adolfo Castillo now rounding out our top 10. Here comes one of those other Shenco custom Diecasts Williamsburg Contracting rides. The Williamsburg Contracting Racing Camry trying to work himself up through the field here, trying to work himself inside the top 10 as Dom Slavo now into that 12th position. As Kurt Sponsler, they're in the 12th position, trying to keep himself to the inside of the 19 line, looking for a big run and a big shove as that's Cameron Combs. They're on his back bumper. Combs sporting a beautiful looking Halloween paint scheme here as well. We're loving the pumpkin vibes, the misty morning, kind of afternoon, kind of dusk and gloomy, doomy kind of paint scheme there on that number 15 ride, looking fresh out there as we do see Caleb McKinney, at least in the orange and black Overton's ride here this afternoon. Looking good out there on the racetrack. A little bit of Halloween there with the orange and black as Johnny Thunders, Kurt Sponsler right there as well. And then we see Corey Crowell on the Haunted Hydro number 20 ride. Kevin Gazar back there in the Shenco Custom Diecast Williamsburg Contracting number 28 ride. There in 18th. Then we see the beautiful looking ride there for the 5 of Brandon Puffenbarger, the 99 ride, a green paint scheme ride, man. The AMR machine looking pretty good out there on the Speedway. I'm loving the green flames there for Chris Muse. Muse, unfortunately, told me before this broadcast that he is not going to be able to finish this race. He's got to go to a charity gala or charity event with his old lady, so unfortunately, he's only going to be here for the first couple stages if we can get to that point, and then unfortunately, he's going to have to go and do, the honey-do list and hang out with his wife and go to do some things with her, which, you know what, it happens. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to take one for the team, and you can't always be on here racing. As much as we'd love to see Chris Hughes finish out this race, the wife comes first. Family always comes first, ladies and gentlemen. It's out in front, and still this beautiful 00 rider, Colton Manich leading the way. Gavin Addison there in second, trying to stick right there to his back bumper. Lance Brantlinger slides back again into that 3rd position as Anthony Garland there in 4th. Jameson Heath now into 5th as Casey Gross there in 6th. Al Reed now in 7th as Bromfield back in 8th, and Tyler Humphrey sliding back in that number 9 ride, now back into the 9th position for the must-love Poodles number 9 machine. These stages, again, for this evening are going to be broken up into a couple different sections here. So stage number 1 will be after the completion of lap number 25. Stage number 2 will be at the end of the completion of lap number 50. So no matter what, it has to be at the end of those laps. So we'll have to keep an eye out here where all these drivers are trying to earn themselves those extra points, the bonus points and bonus playoff points here this afternoon, trying to keep themselves up inside the top 10 as out in front, Colton Manich looking to try to pick up another big one here in this one is Brandon Brunton. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Brandon Brunton coming in with that heart reaction here on the broadcast. I appreciate that, Brandon, coming in showing the big love here in this one. Williamsburg Contracting Racing says, let's go Williamsburg Contracting team, bring home the win. Yes, Sirski, they're looking good. They're looking strong, man. They are definitely looking good out there on the Speedway, trying to work themselves either, staying at the front of the field or trying to work themselves up through the field like the number 19 of Dom Slavo. Slavo does look like he has a little bit of right front damage now on this 19 ride as we do see the caution flag coming back out here. So our second caution flag of the day is going to fly, and it looks like potentially Chris Muse going to be tied up in another one here. This may be where Dom gets his contact as well, as the 99 and the 28 of Kevin Kazar and all right there. They just come together down the back straightaway, and Fortunately, hard contact there into the inside fence for the 99 rider Chris Muse. A tough hit right there for the 28 as well of Kevin Kazar, as Kazar kind of getting into that one. Pretty good contact. We'll see what contact we can take a look at. Here's the 49 also going to get clipped in this one. Right there, he gets clipped, and I'm not sure if Kurt Sponsler gets into the wall or if that's what drives the number 19 up into the fence. Doesn't look like he gets 19 right, so I think he's going to come off the track, though. Heavy damage there. Oh, it's the 82 ride of Joshua Neal. Neal nowhere to go here as he slides into that one. Clips the Friday the 13th ride here, and pretty heavy contact for the 82. Let's see if we can jump on board with them and get a good luck here in this one as season spinning, season going around. Unfortunately, 49 is all of a sudden right there. Then him and the 84, Wayne Garland, gonna come together as Wayne's going to go around again right there as well off the nose of that 82. So a bunch of drivers running into issues again here during caution flag number 2. As Holly Garland, Holly coming in, says, let's go Poor Boy. Cheering on Poor Boy out there on the Speedway. The Poor Boy Motorsports rides as they're all looking to have themselves a good day. We do see Anthony Garland there in 5th. We see Mr. Bromfield they're in the 8th position, looking pretty good in the Nightmare on Elm Street. The beautiful number 12 ride looking pretty good here this afternoon, looking fresh in that paint scheme. As let's take a look here through some of our driver webcams here as we're going to get ready to rock and roll. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. Now, you guys are going to have to vote on these, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to put some polls up probably over on the YouTube stream, maybe over on Facebook, and we may do some polls here to see what you guys think is the best driver costume here this afternoon. So some of these drivers have dressed up. We're going to take a look at all the drivers right here and all of their different different things here. So some of them wearing some costumes, some of them looking a little bit different. You see some of the scary masks. You see some of these other drivers. I don't know where Anthony's went to in this. Anthony needs to get his driver webcam back up and on here. In the world, where did Anthony go? Anthony has his webcam turned off for some reason. Where does Anthony have his webcam? Anthony needs to turn that webcam back on. Gosh darn it, he needs to turn that thing back on. What in the world? There we go. We're starting to see it now. Some of these other ones starting to pop in here. Black screen, some other ones not. Interesting. As we're going to go through these guys as they're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. So what we got here is we do got Kurt Sponsler. So Sponsler in that 49 ride already off to a rough start. Looks like he's kind of been pulling his own Jason here this afternoon after getting collected in the first couple of wrecks. But the Friday the 13th ride looking fresh out there on the Speedway, and he's going to support that Friday the 13th look here as we're going to see him right there. He's got that Jason mask on. He's looking like Mr. Voorhees there on the racetrack. And, give you a look comparison. There you go. That is the, the Jason Voorhees, look-alike right there on the racetrack, rolling out there on the Speedway. So give it up for Kurt Sponsler, looking fresh there with the Friday the 13th scheme. As let's take another look here. We do have James Garland as well. So James Garland, he is sporting a different bit of a scary mask, scary look here this afternoon for James. I don't know how he's driving in that thing. Somehow or another, he's still driving in this, still rolling out there on the racetrack with that scary looking paint scheme, or scary looking paint scheme out there on the racetrack, but scary looking costume here as well. As another scary costume right here. This one, viewer discretion is advised for this one, ladies and gentlemen, for Josh Bromfield. Oh God, that is, I can barely even look at it. That is awful. That is just, it's so bad to look at. So bad to, I'm just kidding, Josh. I'm just kidding, Mr. Bromfield. As poor boy out there, not wearing the costume. But as we get ready to go back to green flag racing, what we're going to do is we're going to throw it into a bit of a blimp view, let you guys really get the, still see the racing action, see what's happening out there on the Speedway. But we're going to go through some more of these driver cams and their comparisons here in this one. As let's take a look here. We do have Mr. Chris Muse here as well. Muse is supporting a very beautiful looking scheme here on the evening, but you take a look here. He's got the reggae hat on. He's got the dreadlocks and stuff. He's looking a little reggae, a little kind of Jamaican vibes up in there. But I would say Chris Muse has kind of got the comparison here this afternoon to Sarah Bacanova. He's looking a little bit like Ali G here, okay? He's looking like a little Ali G here. He's got the reggae vibes and everything else. So looking a little bit like Ali G here this afternoon as we'll go through some more of these drivers as the green flag is back out. We do see Colton Manich leading the way, but we're having some fun here as we got Al Reed up in here as well with his costume. Not really much of a costume, but he does kind of have the resemblance to one of the droids in Star Wars. And you kind of see that with the VR on. He's looking kind of droidish right there. So comparison right there for you for Al Reed's kind of look here this afternoon there for Mr. Al Reed. So that's what Al's looking like. Then we have Wayne Garland as well. Now Wayne has not really a costume on here. Take a look here. Let's make this a little bigger so you guys can get a bigger look here at Mr. Wayne Garland. And he's got one kind of resemblance here. He's wearing a one sexy bald motherfucker t-shirt on here, and he's looking like one. He's looking like Mr. Clean behind the wheel out there on the speedway, rolling out there on the racetrack. So we gotta give him Mr. Clean look here this afternoon, going for that Mr. Clean kind of style here this evening with the bald head and everything else, and the beautiful number 84 ride out there on the speedway. Shout out there to Mr. Clean here this afternoon as we got one more driver to jump into and take a look at here. We got Anthony Garland. Now, I'm not 100% sure on what's going on here with this one. Hopefully this works. I'm hoping that it works. If it doesn't work, we may have to try something else here, Chad. We may have to try something else. I think he may have left the server and then came back in. So let me quickly snag his link here once again. Put that back in there for you guys to see. Not sure why Anthony's isn't working. This is so weird. He's got the best one. What in the world is going on with Anthony's team here? Interesting. As we do see the caution flag coming back out, we will take a look and see what happened here for the caution flag as the stage is going to come to a close here. So stage number 1 coming to an end out in front, earning himself the 10 points towards the regular season championship, plus 1 bonus point towards our playoffs is Colton Manich. Right there behind him is the 24, Jamison Heath, Lance Brantlinger back there in 3rd. Al Reed there in 4th with Austin Smith back in 5th. Then we see Casey Gross, Caleb McKinney, Gavin Addison back in 8th. Tyler Humphrey in 9th, and Adolfo Castillo rounding out our top 10 here in this one for our stage break. So stage number 1 going to come to a close. Colton Manich picking up the win there in the stage is our 3rd caution flag. Now going to fly on the racetrack for no incident out there on the speedway. Just the end of this first stage of the day. And let's take a look here. We're trying to get Anthony Garland's webcam to work here. I don't know why it's not showing up. It is driving me a little crazy that it's not, chat. This is gonna make me cry a little bit, man. He's got such a good webcam here. We need to get this going. We need to get this in here. I don't know why it's not working. Try this again here. I don't know why his webcam is not showing up, chat. This is super weird. It's gonna bug me all day. All day that's gonna bug me, chat. Alright, well, I don't know why that's not showing up for Anthony here. That's super duper weird. All these drivers in their driver webcams, the only one that doesn't show up is Anthony Garland. I don't know why it's not showing Anthony's webcam here at all. That's so weird. The only driver that's not showing up. The only driver that's not showing up. And it's Anthony Garland, man. This is wild. This is wild. I need to get that fixed, chat. I need to get that fixed. I need to fix that. We need it. We needs it. We needs it. Huh. So odd that it's not showing right now. It's super duper weird. Is gonna bug me all evening, ladies and gentlemen. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna pull it right down in here. I'll give you guys a good look at what I look at here for all the driver webcams. So this one right here, let's see if we can pop this up. There we go. There we go. We get a great look here at Anthony Garland. Let's see if we can get this even better picture here. Should be a good picture right there, but it's definitely gonna look a little grainy. So this is Anthony's costume. Okay, we're gonna make sure that you guys can get a good look at it there. Anthony looking like a princess out there on the racetrack. He's kind of got those princess vibes. He's got the dress on. He's got the wig and the crown on, and you know, he's got a little resemblance here. That right there. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's a pretty close spin image right there between Anthony Garland, and I do want to say that's like Belle from Beauty and the Beast, maybe something like that, or maybe I don't know what princess that may be, but that's the closest one I could find on Google, and I do believe that's the look he's playing off right now. I definitely think that's the one he's doing right now, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's spin image there for the number 81 riders. Huge shout out here to all the drivers throughout the evening, giving us a good look at you know, what they're doing out there. As we're gonna quickly go back to full screen, give you guys a good look. We had to show Anthony there. I don't know why it's not connecting through Streamlabs, but we have to make sure you guys can get a good look there at Anthony's costume here this afternoon. Now, we got quite a few different resemblance. A lot of drivers that threw those costumes on. A lot of drivers that kind of, you know, put in the work, man. They put in the work. They did some good stuff out there to be able to give us a good look at what they're doing here and what they're trying to do for supporting some Halloween racing here this afternoon. Even if it's not Halloween, this is their Halloween race. Because we're going to go back to Green Flag Racing here in this one as stage number 2 underway here from the beautiful Vegas Motor Speedway. A little bit of beating and banging battle, and here is Cameron Combs trying to work himself down into position number 3 here on the Speedway. Combs down low, trying to work himself around Lance Brantlinger. Brantlinger trying to stay right there to his outside. Here comes Gavin Addison. Addison working to the outside now of the 24 rider, Jameson Eaton, looking to go 3 wide here down the front straightaway. They're going to split the 76 of Caleb McKinney. McKinney will slide back to 8th as here comes Tyler Humphrey and the 20 right of Corey Crowell. Josh Bromfield back there in 11 with Casey Gross there in 12 with Adolfo Castillo. Johnny Thunders there in 13 and 14. Billy Jordan rounding out our top 15 here on the Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to jump into a quick stage number 2. Crank it up. So crank up that volume. Cheer on your favorite driver as we crank it up here this afternoon on PeaceMaker Fam. will crank it up right there as stage number 2 slowly but surely coming to a close. These drivers getting down to the end of this stage as stage number 2 ending quickly. Here is down across the line. We will see the caution flag come out here as the end of stage number 2 here. Once that 10th driver crosses the start finish line, the stage will come to a close. So there it is. Stage number 2 officially in the books here from Las Vegas as Gavin Addison able to pick up stage win number 2 here on the evening. Austin Smith there in second. Jameson Heath coming home in third. Adolfo Castillo there in fourth with Anthony Garland rounding out our top 5. Casey Gross back there in 6th with the number 8 rider Lance Brantlinger coming home in 7th. Tyler Humphrey back in 8th. And then we see Cameron Combs in 9th. And Caleb McKinney grabbing that final stage point here in stage number 2. Colton managed back into the 11th spot here. Al Reed there in 12th. Brandon Puffenbarger back in 13th. Corey Crowell, Josh Bromfield, Johnny Thunders, Kurt Sponsler, Billy Jordan, Mike Killingbeck, and Gary Wright rounding out our top 20 here on the Speedway. You can see Dom Slappo there in the Williamsburg Contracting number 19 ride back in 21st. The Shenco Custom Diecast Williamsburg Contracting 28, Kevin Kazar there in 28th. Or in 22nd in the 28th ride. Robert Tuiscu, David Duran Jr., Wayne Garland, James Garland, Joshua Neal down pit road, and Chris Muse also down pit side there in the 99 ride, bringing up the rear of the field in the 28th position. As drivers going to make their way down pit side, a few drivers going to try to stay out, hoping to get some free passes or hoping to get some wave arounds here back to the rear of the field and looking to try to get at least a lap or so back. One of those drivers being David Duran Jr. here. He may be one of the only drivers. There you go. He's going to get that free pass here and try to work his way back onto the lead lap after going down a few laps early in this race after getting tied up in that first big wreck on the afternoon. We'll have to wait and see if David Duran Jr. can work his way back here into this one as we're going to take a look. And it does look like the 31 right of Adolfo Castillo going to be the first driver off the pit lane here. So maybe a little bit of pit strategy for the 31 right as Castillo comes down pit side. The 11 right of Gavin Addison, Austin Smith, Casey Gross, Anthony Garland. Top 5 rolling back out onto the racetrack here as we do have a poll up over on the YouTube stream, ladies and gentlemen. So over on YouTube right now, if you go over to our YouTube broadcast of this race, you can vote for your favorite outfits for the Halloween outfits here. Now, we put in 4 drivers that actually signed up for it. One of those being Anthony Garland in the princess suit. So you have Anthony in here ready to try to get his look in, trying to get everything else, as Anthony definitely looks really good in that princess costume. We got Chris Muse in the Ali G, the Orangay vibes kind of camera angle. And then we got Voorhees in there, Jason Voorhees, Kurt Sponsler in the number 13 of Mr. James Garland in his scary mask as well, in the suit and everything else. So we got about four drivers kind of, working together, in battle here, trying to, put themselves into the winner's column here of the best costumes here for the Halloween Clash this afternoon from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Now, they're putting on a good show for us. They're making it so that we can really get a good look at them here. Let's see if we can get a few of them up and onto the screen where you guys can get a good look at these drivers again. So we had Kurt Sponsler in the Mason Voorhees. We had Chris Muse in his LEG, the Orangay vibes kind of looking camera here. Let's see if we can get Chris Muse on there. There's Chris Muse. And then we had Mr. Anthony Garland. I don't think this one's going to work still, unfortunately. We'll have to pull Anthony in on a different angle. But we did have, who was the other one? Kurt Sponsler. James Garland. That's the one I'm looking for. James Garland here. There's James Garland. And then we have the beautiful, beautiful number 81 ride of Anthony Garland here. Let's take a look here. We'll get Anthony on there with his princess costume. Obviously, this is a webcam, so the quality isn't going to be as great, but you do see him. He's got still got the racing gloves on, but he's got the wig, he's got the crown, he's got the dress on as well. So I don't know. I think Anthony goes pretty all out here with his costume here in this one. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hop over to the YouTube stream. I put the links in the comment sections here over on Facebook and over on YouTube or on Twitch as well. So if you guys are watching, you guys want to cast your votes for the best costume, hop over to the YouTube stream and make sure you guys, throw in your vote. Cast who you think has the best costume here this evening during this race. And when you're over there, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as well. Let's take a look at these guys, man. These guys, giving us, something that they normally don't. Obviously, Chris Muse, he's got the reggae hat turned off now. He's turned the reggae hat off, but he may throw it back on. Let's see. There it is. Oh, he threw it away. He said he's done. He's done. He's done. He's not gonna worry about it anymore. He says he's done. He's getting ready to go, unfortunately, there for Mr. Muse. But a huge shout out to all these drivers, man. Having the webcams turned on for us, having a good look inside and a good lap here on the afternoon as well with racing action going on, everything else. It's always good to have the driver be able to hop out there, have some fun, in these broadcasts and on the stream and everything else. So huge shout out to them for being a part of it, having some fun with us here on the afternoon. As our final stage is about to get underway, the racing action coming right back at you here for our final stage of the afternoon. Obviously getting back to green flag racing here on lap number 56. So we got about 55 laps of racing action to our checkered flag here this afternoon. So 55 laps this final stage, meaning that drivers, if we stay clean and green, may have to come down pit road here. Now this is a pretty treacherous pit road. It's very, very slick. It's very hot here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Trying to get down through the gears, trying to get down onto the apron. It's that, that little bit of a, median point there between the racing surface and the apron to get down pit road. That kind of adjustment they have to really make. We've seen a lot of drivers run into issues, hitting that bump, hitting that little bit of a groove right about there. You see it kind of bust off that white line to take you down pit road as it kind of traverses into a lower angle and everything else coming out of that corner. You see a lot of drivers having issues swinging around, going around or having too much speed built up and not being able to slow down in time and speed down pit road. So we do see green flag pit stops. It could be very, very treacherous here for all of these drivers in this afternoon. But so far, everyone has been able to do a pretty good job out there on the Speedway. Everyone's been doing some pretty good racing here on the evening, and it's going to continue on here, ladies and gentlemen, as out in front, continuing to lead the way in the number 11. It's Gavin Addison. Addison here at the front of the field. Can he finally break through after having so many tough breaks, so many bad finishes here on the season with good cars? He's been having some great runs. We've seen him, drive through the field, run into issues, and to drive back through the field and run into issues again. So far tonight, it's been pretty clear sailing for him. Knock on wood that nothing else goes wrong here on the evening for the 11 ride with Gavin Addison sitting in prime position, showing that he's got some pretty good speed in that 11 ride. We'll have to wait and see if he can hang on and pick up the checkered flag here this afternoon. As out in front, Gavin Addison leads the way with right there on his back bumper. That is Lance Brandling. Tyler Humphrey back there in third with Austin Smith there in fourth. Anthony Garland, Caleb McKinney, Al Reed, Colton Manich, Cameron Combs, and Jameson Heath are top 10 out there on the Speedway. Brandon Pumpenbarger back in 11th with Adolfo Castillo, James Garland, Dom Slavo, and Kevin Kazar rounding out our top 15 as down onto the apron goes the 20 ride here at Corey Crowell. Crowell coming out at quarter number 2 there. Just lost a ton of momentum and to pull down onto the apron. Out of the way here. I'm not sure if there's something wrong with this 20 ride as he continues to slide farther and farther back. As this number 20 ride really pretty fast up towards the front of the field. We'll have to wait and see if he can continue to try to battle back here or if this is part of the strategy here out of the Haunted Hydro number 20 ride here this afternoon. It's out in front. Addison going. These drivers able to get it done. Humphrey now back up into second. So Tyler Humphrey already now with a couple wins here on the season. Humphrey's been looking pretty good out there on the racetrack. We'll have to wait and see if Tyler Humphrey can try to work himself into a good position. See if he can put himself maybe back into the winner's circle. Maybe picking up win number 3 here on the season for this must-love Poodles number 9 ride as he takes a peek down low underneath the Gavin Addison. Addison trying to hang on to this race lead, but Tyler Humphrey looking to try to jump up and take it away from him. The 23 Austin Smith right there ready to pounce as well. Now Smith trying to work for the outside of that 9 ride as here comes Anthony Garland, the Princess Ride. They're in position number 4 as he's trying to work himself around the 8 of last Brandon. Does not get a good run there through 1 and 2, and unfortunately will slide back to 5th and may even slide back into that 6th position as Caleb McKinney working down to his inside, a little contact, hang on to it, Anthony Garland. Almost going around right there. A great sink out of the 81. Somehow able to keep that car out of the outside fence and staying in the right direction right there. It's a close call there for the 81 machine. Humphrey now going to wash up the racetrack. Humphrey flies back now into that 5th position as Brandlinger will work himself back around him. Same with Caleb McKinney as McKinney on his march to the front of the field. Jameson Heath and Colton Manage there in 6th and 7th, both trying to work their way back inside the top 5 here on the Speedway as Brandon Buffenbarger back there in the 9th position, trying to work himself around Anthony Garland there for that 8th spot. Cameron Combs back there in position number 10 as Al Reed on the outside of the top 10 looking in. Dom Slabo there in position number 12 with Josh Brumfield, Kevin Kazar, David Duran Jr. Top 15, so Durant back onto the lead lap here. We'll have to wait and see if the 51 ride can rebound here this afternoon after getting tied up in that first big wreck of the evening. The 51 down there on the lead lap back inside the top 15 here this afternoon. Kurt Sponsler right there behind the Friday the 13th, number 49 ride there in that 16th position as Robert Uisku, Casey Gross, Corey Crowell, and Billy Jordan round out our top 10. A little bit of right front damage there for the Oracle Red Bull Racing Toyota as he rolls there in that 20th position. Gary Wright right there behind him as the Donko ride there in position 21. Mike Killingbeck in the Ford number 70 ride rolling there in 22nd. It has Adolfo Castillo working down to his inside as the Peacemaker Gaming Quantum Motorsports number 31 rocket to move around Killingbeck there for that 22nd position. Move Killingbeck back to 23rd. Back in 24th is the other Quantum Motorsports ride, and some pretty good front end damage here for that 60 of Johnny Thunders as he's currently scored in that 24th position. Wayne Garland scored in 25th, looking for a couple caution flags, open for a free pass or two to get himself back onto the lead left. So isn't James Garland, and then Joshua Neal down pit road here in the 82, and Chris Muse unfortunately down behind pit wall here this afternoon. As we did see Casey Gross run into a little bit of issues here. Casey trying to work himself up and through the field here. The 77 ride with some issues. Let's take a look here at what happens for the Exalta 77. Looks like he's going to get loose out of quarter number 4. Down through the grass here. Look at that car hop, skipping, and jumping here. Let's take another look at that one. It had to have been a wild ride on board here with this 77 ride. As he's able to slide in here, and unfortunately this goes for a big jump and hop and skip and everything else. Luckily enough, that car keeps himself pointed in the right direction as can you write what's the game's name? Yep, it's called iRacing. This is iRacing. It's already tagged as the game that we're playing. This is iRacing. You see it down at the bottom right hand corner as well. There, what's the logo aren't completely covering it, but it is iRacing is the game. As it's the name of the game, and each and every one of these drivers looking for the big win here this afternoon from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Hello, I see ya, hello. Yes, it is iRacing. I guess maybe you can't hear. I suppose I can write it in there for you. As it is iRacing. Here, go, as Gavin Addison out in front leading the way. Austin Smith sitting there in position number 2. Caleb McKinney there in third. Lance Brandlinger in position number 4 and looking for more here as that's Tyler Humphrey working down to his inside. Humphrey, unfortunately, though, blinking a little bit, running into some connection issues here for that number 9 ride as unfortunately, he's going to slide back now into about that 6th position. Brantlinger will hold on to position number 4. Colton Manich back there in that 5th position on the Speedway. You see Tyler Humphrey there in 6th. Jameson Heath back in 7th. Anthony Garland, Brandon Buffenbarger, Al Reed now our top 10 here on the Speedway. And Stephen Grove Blanker are 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11th place drivers as they're all battling back here a little deeper in the field as Addison continuing to lead the way, continuing to try to stretch that lead out more and more here, trying to open up that gap, trying to able to run away with this race, but only half a second separating himself and Austin Smith here at the front of the field. Caleb McKinney not too much farther back here, about a second and a half back of our race leader here in that 3rd position as Brantlinger there in position number 4 as Colton Manich trying to hunt him down here. Manich trying to work himself back up towards the front of the field here. We saw him slide back in stage number 2 after winning that first stage of the evening. So this double zero ride clearly has the speed, has the pace. Now can he work himself back to the front of the pack? Can he find that speed that he needs? And did he use a little strategy, potentially putting himself into a position to have some extra tires back there behind pit wall? If he's got that extra set of tires, that could come into major play late in this race when other drivers may be out of tires. And late race caution flag that could fly. Could potentially open up the door for the double zero to come down pit road, throw those tires on, and see if he can work himself back up to the front of the field here with the fresh slicks. His tires are going to play a pretty good factor here in the evening. Drivers last down pit road on lap number 52. We saw them go back to green flag racing there at the end of lap 55. So these drivers have been out here on the Speedway for now about 21, 22 laps of racing now. So 21 or 22 laps of racing here on this set of tires, and the tire fall off is already showing almost a second here for most of these drivers, a second in a little bit. So these guys are really starting to feel that hurt, starting to feel the pain here of using up these tires from having those older tires. Now you throw on another 10, 20, 30 laps onto this set of tires, man. These guys are going to have their absolute hands full trying to navigate and work themselves around beautiful Las Vegas Motor Speedway. As out in front, Gavin Addison continuing to look to pick up the checkered flag. Austin Smith there in 2nd. Still hanging with them, starting to grow that gap a little bit though between themselves and Caleb McKinney. As McKinney back here in 3rd, starting to lose touch with our top 2 drivers as they work themselves through some lap traffic here. The 76 starting to reel in that 13 ride of James Garland. So Garland unfortunately going a lap down. We also saw the 84 ride of Wayne Garland going another lap down as well there in the Outcast Racing League. Captain Morgan's PeaceMaker Gaming number 84 machine. As he slides back now, already in the 25th position, not where Wayne wanted to be here on the evening, but that heavy damage not helping that car in one little bit on the Speedway. As out in front, Gavin Addison continuing to lead the way here with Austin Smith there in 2nd. Caleb McKinney back there in 3rd. Colton Manich in position number 4 with Tyler Humphrey there in 5th. Then we see Lance Brantlinger, Cameron Combs now trying to work himself into position number 7 as he works down low on that 15 ride and the 5 ride of Puffenbarger. But here comes Al Reed with a big run down to the inside. Al Reed trying to take that TZX Digital Elite Sim Racing, the RT3 Design LLC number 3 ride to the front of the field here now into that 7th position as they both work their way around Cameron Combs. Combs slides back to position number 9 here as Jameson Heath now rolling there in the 11th position as Corey Crowell trying to work his way up through the field here. We saw Crowell early on in this stage slide back to the rear of the field. Looked like he was really off the pace, but he was just trying to save those tires, trying to make sure he's got a faster car here later in the race, and it's starting to pay off for him as he's worked himself now back into the top 10 here. We'll have to wait and see if Corey Crowell can keep on driving to the front of the field here this afternoon. Josh Bromfield trying to follow him right on through as the Nightmare on Elm Street ride. They're in the 11th position. Jameson Heath there in 12th. Then we see David Grant Jr., Anthony Garland, Kevin Kazar, Casey Gross, Gary Wright, Dom Slavo, Kurt Sponsler, and Billy Jordan rounding out our top 20 here on the Speedway as we do see Colton Manage make his way down pit side. So drivers maybe thinking about splitting the stage, and that's kind of right where they're at, around that 25 to 30 lap area since we went back to green flag racing. So coming down pit side, kind of splitting this final stage right in half. And now this may force the hand of a lot of other drivers. With the 00 right coming down pit road, he comes back out and rolls 4 or 5 laps, man. It could really put these other drivers that were in front of him quite a ways back there. They may be able to chase him down on the back end, but will they have enough time? As we do see, the 81 rider Anthony Garland down pit road as well. Now here comes the Overtons 76 of Caleb McKinney, Lance Brantlinger, Cameron Combs, Jameson Heath, Josh Bromfield, Adolfo Castillo, all headed down pit road. Same with Emma Kazar, Dom Slavo, Billy Jordan, Johnny Thunders, James Garland, all down pit road. And luckily enough, you can drive through each other there. As here you go. Our race leaders now making their way down onto pit lane. Gavin Addison and Mr. Austin Smith, both down pit side. Here comes Tyler Humphrey, Brandon Pumpkinbarger, David Grant Jr., Casey Gross, Gary Wright also coming down pit side. But a few drivers staying out there a little longer on the Speedway. Al Reed not yet to come down pit side. Same with Corey Crowell and Kurt Sponsler. So maybe some strategy being played here by those drivers, staying out a little longer as Cameron Combs got a little loose there, coming down on the apron, trying to in as much as he can. As Al Reed going to stay out for another lap as here comes Corey Crowell. Crowell is going to take that 20 ride down pit side here as Kurt Sponsler. Do we see Sponsler come down pit road? No, it looks like he's going to stay out for another lap as well as Al Reed, man, out in front of the field, showing these drivers how to get it done here in this one as some of our race leaders starting to build up speed, starting to work their way back onto the racetrack. And it looks like Austin Smith with a better pit stop here than the 11 ride. So Gavin Addison now back into position number 2 once this kind of cycles on through. And here is one of those mistakes. Looks like Addison is going to get caught for speeding. He's going to have to make a pass-through penalty, a heartbreaker here for the 11 rider Gavin Addison. This late in the race, I'm not sure if he'll be able to rebound from that one, as we do see Al Reed and Kurt Sponsler both head down pit road here as well. Austin Smith, though, out in front. The Sig Sauer Burton number 23 machine at the front of the field looking good. Jameson Heath now into second. Caleb McKinney there in third with Colton Manich in position number 4. Cameron Combs, Tyler Humphrey, Corey Crowell, our top 9, top 7 here, on the Speedway. We are going to see Al Reed trying to build up that speed now. Al Reed was battling with Corey Crowell, with Anthony Garland, Lance Brandlinger and stuff, as you do see them go around him here. So staying out on the racetrack there for those extra few laps will give him the fresher tires and that little bit extra distance to go here if we do run into some late race caution flags and some NASCAR overtimes here. You'll have that extra couple laps, that extra couple gallons here, as Colorado Avalanche fan says, is that sheep? Nope, it's not sheep. It's not sheep. How are you, Colorado Avalanche fan, coming in showing the love here in this one, showing the big love here this afternoon as so far Anthony Garland having the biggest vote here with the Princess outfit. He's got the lead here, the best outfit from our drivers here this afternoon for their Halloween race. And right now it is Anthony Garland holding down the lead here. James Garland in second as that's the GOAT. That's the GOAT. You know it, brother. The mother GOAT up in here. Colorado Avalanche fan, where did you guys go earlier? Did you guys go get coffee? Did you guys go get coffee? That'd be so nice. I get a little Tim Hortons right now. That hit the spot, brother. that hit the spot. As Joshua Neal says, let's go, Austin. Cheer on Austin out there on the speedway. Yeah, Austin's doing a great job. As Stephanie McMillan Bowman coming in, showing the love as well to the like on the stream. I appreciate that, Stephanie. Coming in, showing the big love here in this one. As Colorado Avalanche fans showing the love here this afternoon as well over there on the YouTube stream. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button on the broadcast, hit that share, hit that follow, hit that subscribe button, as we're going to get ready to keep on rocking and rolling here. As the young lad had some hockey. Still means he could have went to Tim Hortons, got his coffee, Brad. Come on now. I'm just kidding. I'm just joshing you, brother. Out in front, continuing to lead the way, it is Austin Smith. Smith has a 1.8 second lead now between himself and the 24, Jamison Heath. So Heath there in position number 2, trying to keep himself right there, trying to stay in that second spot, trying to keep all these drivers back there at bay, and trying to keep himself in position here to potentially chase down our race leader. But Gold Mitch trying to close that gap with a quick way current here, as Gold Mitch currently scored in position number 3. Killing McKinney back there in 4. Cameron Gomes now into the 5th position. Tyler Humphrey into 6 here in the Must-Love Poodles number 9 ride. Corey Crowell back in 7th with Lance Brantlinger, Anthony Garland, and David Duran Jr. making a good rebound here. Getting that 51 ride, the 51 ride back into the top 10 here after that hard hit, that accident that he had in the opening laps here of this afternoon's race. Being able to get that car repaired, and after going a couple laps down, getting those laps back and being able to keep on battling here on the evening. And now inside the top 10 as Josh Bromfield, Kevin Kazar, Casey Gross, Al Reed, Adolfo Castillo round out our top 15 with Gary Wright, Billy Jordan, Mike Killenbeck, Robert Tuiscu. Third sponsor, our top 20, Johnny Thunders, Gavin Addison now scored back in the 22nd position here. The first car 1 lap down there. Actually, no, it's like potentially Kurt Sponsler being that first car 1 lap down. Maybe even Robert Tuiscu here. No, it is the number 49, Kurt Sponsler, first car 1 lap down. Gavin Addison, who was our race leader at the time of these green flag pit stops, unfortunately had a pit road speeding violation. The pit road speeding penalty here for the Monster Energy number 11 ride. Had to make that pass-through penalty, had to come back down pit lane, and unfortunately that has put him back a lap down, and unfortunately all the way back in the 22nd spot on the speedway. So he's going to be looking for a couple of late race caution flags to try to put himself back into contention here this afternoon, as Austin Smith continues to lead the way. Smith looking to try to pick up the checker flag here in this one, as Austin Smith out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done. Jamison Heath in tow. He's now falling back a little farther, and Jamison Heath there in position number 2 here on the speedway, and he's back about 2.3 seconds here from our race leader. So Austin Smith got it on cruise control here, having a pretty good gap to battle with here in these closing laps, with only 14 laps left to go. This one's almost close to being done, ladies and gentlemen. This one is almost over, and we're going to get one more opportunity here to take a quick break here, as we're going to quickly crank it up here for the next few laps on PeaceMaker Gaming, and then we'll bring you the final 10 laps of this evening's racing action. And we're going to crank it up here for the final time here this afternoon on PeaceMaker Gaming. laps are closing down here in this one. Out in front, leading the way, it's still Austin Smith. Smith out in front here by 6.5 seconds now. Between himself and our second place driver, he continues to open up that lead, continues to pull away from the rest of the field here in this one. So that 23 machine looking pretty out there at the front of the field. He's got on cruise control right now, just hoping to get to the checkered flag without seeing a caution flag fly. As Caleb McKinney now battling here with that 24 ride of Jameson Heath for position number 2. You see Colton Manich right there in that fight. Here comes Tyler Humphrey trying to join this battle here for position number 2 in a podium run here this evening. Here comes Cameron Combs, Corey Crowell, David Duran Jr. as well, right there in tow as Josh Bromfield and Al Reed round out our top 10 here on the Speedway. But it's Austin Smith who's out in front now by 7 seconds plus. 7.3 seconds down into corner number 3 here for Austin Smith, as now McKinney holding strong here in position number 2. Tyler Humphrey now back up and into third as Colton Manich trying to hang on to position number 4. The 24 Heath still standing there on his back bumper. Oh, look out! That was almost the caution flag that Austin Smith did not want to see, but it opens up the door for Corey Crowell to jump inside the top 5 here in the 20 ride. As Cameron Combs there in 6, Heath slides back to 7 as out in front. Austin Smith growing that lead to almost 8 seconds now between himself and our second place driver. As down across the line here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, we will see 2 more laps left to go here in this one. 2 more laps here for the 23 ride of Jameson Heath, as Heath looking to pick up the checkered flag here this afternoon. He will take us down the back straightaway. He's hoping to see this one go clean and green, as now Humphrey back up into the second position here. So Tyler Humphrey, another great run for the Must Love Poodles machine as he jumps there into second. Colton Manich now battling with the 76 of Caleb McKinney for position number 3. The white flag has been displayed. So one more time around here for the number 23 of Austin Smith. Smith, one more lap left to go as contact, I do believe, Corey Crowell down through the grass up into the outside fence is the number 76 of Caleb McKinney. No caution flag on the racetrack. We will battle back to the start-finish line as down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4 for the final time here this evening. It's the 23 ride of Austin Smith picking up the win here this evening. You do see the 31 ride of Adolfo Castillo turned around there as well, but it's the 23 of Austin Smith picking up the win. 8.3 seconds separating himself and Tyler Humphrey, our second place driver. Colton Manich going to come home there in third with Cameron Combs and Jameson Heath, our top 5 here on the Speedway. David Duran Jr. rebounding nicely there for 6 with Al Reed, Lance Brantlinger, Corey Crowell, and Casey Gross rounding out our top 10 here on the Speedway. But it's all Austin Smith as he's going to be able to pick up the win here at Las Vegas. He cashes in and hits the jackpot here this afternoon from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The 23 of Austin Smith, this evening's winner from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway here in the Outcast Racing League, powered by Shenco Custom Diecasts, Williamsburg Contracting, and N Sea NSB. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for our race winner, Austin Smith. As Smith picks up the win, and he's gonna burn down the house here in Las Vegas. As Joshua Neal says, let's go, he says, after a big win there for Austin Smith here this evening. A big win, a big race there for the number 23, as we'll get ready to pull this 23 right up and into the broadcast booth. As Smith picks up the win, we'll pull him up into the broadcast here for his post-race interviews, man. After a great run and a great drive right there for that number 23, let's get him up here into the booth for his post-race interview. Hey, Austin, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
I got a copy. How's it going?
Not too bad. Austin, man, what a run, what a race. Take us back through this one, man. Obviously, a lot of different pitch strategies going on throughout the day with a couple different stages and a few early caution flags, but this final stage goes clean and green. You're able to roll yourself up in towards the second position. You have a great pit stop. You're able to jump back out there onto the racetrack with a brand new fresh set of tires, the 11 ride that you're trying to chase down. Unfortunate break for Addison as he gets a pit road speeding penalty, has to make that pass-through penalty, gives you the race lead, and from that point on, man, you never look back. You just continued to pull away here from everybody this evening and able to pick up a giant win by 8.3 seconds between yourself and Tyler Humphrey.
Yeah, it was a crazy race. I was kind of just following Gavin most of the race, just learning. I'm actually not racing on my home rig right now. I'm on my dad's rig at his house with, he's got triples and I usually race on singles. So it was a lot of learning, a lot of, trying to figure out where cars were and when I was clear of people. So it was kind of a wild race, but once I was able to settle in on that final stage and really just find my marks and hit my marks, I was able to get away. But yeah, I think if Gavin wouldn't have had that penalty, it would have been a fight for the end there.
Absolutely two fast drivers here all evening long, but gotta be perfect out there on the racetrack to pretty much get one of these wins nowadays in the Outcast Racing League. You gotta be able to hit your marks. You gotta make sure that you don't make those mistakes like speeding down pit road where we saw the 11 right at Addison have that penalty there. And what was kind of going through your mind there during that final run, knowing that Addison had to come back down pit side, had that pit road speeding penalty, and no longer a threat here on the evening? Was it just hitting your marks, making sure you kept that relative, pretty close there with the 24 right of Heath for a little bit before you really started to open up that gap and pull away, knowing that you just wanted to see that white flag as quickly as possible before any of the contact and caution flags started to fly?
Yeah, I was watching Jameson Heath behind me. It was 1.7 when we kind of went through that cycle, and then it stayed there for a while. And then about 10 laps into that run, I was starting to pull away a little bit, so I could breathe a little bit more. But overall, it was good. I was hitting my marks, and I was telling my teammates, the worst thing that could happen is a caution right now because it was feeling so good. So don't know what would have happened with a caution, but very, very thankful that it went green.
Absolutely, definitely did not want to see that yellow flag, and we were close to it. We saw a lot of drivers making contact there as you took that white flag. We saw a couple of drivers go sliding down through the infield. We saw one driver turned around there on the front straightaway that you saw after picking up the checkered flag. So you're about a lap away from potentially seeing some contact and chaos there in what would have been a potential game changer here on the evening for you as you park that 23 right up here on the front straightaway. Austin, who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance again here this evening?
Yeah, I need to thank the guys at ORL for putting this league on. I know I can't make it every single Sunday, but it's always a really good time, and it's always good to see so many people showing up. So thank you to the ORL guys. Need to thank my teammate in Midwest Motorsports. We're all communicating and help each other out and giving us pointers and stuff like that. So thanks to them. And then just a huge shout out to my dad for letting me sit in his rig and run this race. So I wasn't going to be able to make it home in time. So need to thank him for sure.
Absolutely. Well, Austin, now that you run on the singles and now you kind of experienced the triples, you gonna make that change? Do you think this is maybe the winning way or the way to get things done here on the simulator?
I think so. I don't know. I was always when I'd sit in this, I didn't really like the triples, but now that I've had more laps under my belt, I think I'm starting to like it. So we'll see. But I do like my ultra wide back at home too.
Absolutely. Well, Austin, a great run, a great drive. Congratulations on picking up the win here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway as you're able to cash in and hit that jackpot here this afternoon. Congratulations on the great race. Congratulations on the great win, and hopefully we'll see you back out here on the Speedway next Sunday.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Austin Smith. That Smith picks up the win and pulls himself into victory lane. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, don't forget to make sure to head over to the YouTube stream here and vote for your favorite costume here by these drivers. These drivers coming in, they're putting on the costumes, and they're giving everyone a good look here at, what they, got going on here for the Halloween race. And we got a little poll going on over there. I may be the deciding vote vote afterwards, but we're going to put a vote in. You know, your considerations, your votes will come into play here for who has the best costume here this evening for the Outcast Racing League, you know, playoff, or not playoffs, but Halloween race here this afternoon. As we're going to get ready to pull in the 9 ride, Tyler Humphreys, Must Love Poodle says the number 9 coming in strong again. Another great run, another great race here for Tyler Humphreys. We'll pull him up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Tyler, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. Do you copy?
Got a copy.
Tyler, man, another good run, another good race here for you, man. Another very strong finish to the afternoon as you find yourself a way up into that second spot late in this race after, you know, having some different strategies here. Everyone kind of running the different game plans there through that first and second stage. That third stage kind of getting underway. We see you hanging out around that 10th, 11th position, somewhere around there. Then after those green flag pit stops, you start to put the pressure on and start to work yourself up towards the front of the field. And all of a sudden, in those closing laps, we see Manich and Combs and Jameson Heath and the 76 run really starting a battle right there, and you're able to just kind of pick your way through them, and all of a sudden you find yourself up into that second spot, and obviously trying to chase down the race leader, but a massive gap to try to hunt down that 23 Austin Smith. But being able to put yourself here in that second spot, another solid performance, you gotta feel dang good.
Yeah, thank you, Aaron. It was a really great race. A lot of hard racing. We all kept it clean for the most part. I wanted to run top 10 most of the race, and I was really happy with where we found ourselves. I don't know if I could have asked for much better of a race right there. Austin Smith, he just had the number on us. He was out there 8.5 seconds up there, so it was crazy. That last run was he really whooped this field, that's for sure.
Yeah, he definitely put a beat down on everybody here this evening, especially in that final stage. He was kind of with everybody, kind of running the same kind of game plan, just trying to, you know, use those pitch strategies, use that, you know, good tires versus bad tires there through stages 1 and 2. But there, during that green flag pit stop, he was able to get a pretty good advantage there between himself and the 11 of Addison. Addison having the pit road speeding penalty really allowed him to kind of just have some clean air racing by himself there at the front of the field, and then obviously using those fresh tires to his advantage and opening up that gap and pulling away from everybody. But you were right there, you know, working yourself through the field, through all that traffic, and up into that second spot, man. Take us through those closing laps, trying to battle with Colton Manich and Jameson Heath, Cameron Combs, Corey Crowell, and the 76 ride there of Caleb McKinney.
Yeah, I got to thank my team, Misfits. We really worked as one today. We talked all throughout the race, constantly giving feedback and stuff. Lance ended up giving me a little bit of feedback on how I could maybe pick up the pace on that last run, and it really worked out. That car was rotating. It was fast off of 3 and 4 because that's where I was having my struggles down the front stretch, just keeping speed with guys. And man, it always rotated well. So I mean, I was really happy with that, but I just needed to get that little bit of extra speed, and we finally got it right there. And yeah, my team did a great job. I know Caleb ran into trouble right there on the second to last lap out of the final corner. That sucks. I really wanted to see us all finish really well, but yeah.
Yeah, a little contact there late in the race between the 20 and the 76, but and after this one, coming home in second here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway after, you know, a crazy start to this race. A lot of drivers getting tore up, getting collected in some big wrecks, and then everyone trying to battle back here throughout the evening, and then watching you there late in this race, battle your way up through the top 10, through the top 5, and parking yourself up here on the podium. Tyler, congratulations on the great run, the great finish here this evening, man. And is there anyone else you'd like to thank for such a strong run here this afternoon?
Oh yeah, all my partners, Team Chevy, Must Love Poodles, the Bar Distillery, Landesco. I don't know if you noticed today, but we had a special scheme on board, and that meant a lot to me. It's Isabel's Impact. It meant so much to get a good run here. I practiced all week to try to make sure that we got that car in a really good spot to where it got a little bit of TV time, that's for sure. Thank you for the broadcast and the league and all those guys. We couldn't do it without you.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Tyler, another great run, a great race here this evening from Las Vegas. We look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack next Sunday, and hopefully right back up here into the booth. Maybe another good run here coming for that 9 run as that momentum continues to build for you, man. Some great finishes. Certainly it's strung together as you're trying to build up as many points as possible, trying to, maybe work yourself into a regular season championship, and obviously trying to build those bonus points up as well for our playoffs here with the Outcast Racing League. We look forward to seeing how next week goes for you and the rest of the season, as I'm sure we'll see you up here in the booth more and more here this season.
Thank you, man. You have a good one.
You do. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher, Tyler Humphrey. Humphrey coming home there in position number 2 as we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher, Colton Manich. Hey, Colton, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. They get a copy?
Yeah, man, I gotcha.
Colton, a very strong run, a very solid performance here for you. Obviously, a bunch of different game plans and strategies going into this race. We saw you pick up stage win number 1. Obviously, taking a different strategy there in stage 2. You fall just outside of the top 10, but you're through this final stage, just trying to battle back through that top 10, trying to use some different pitch strategy here to help you out, and you're able to battle here late in this race, and try to duke it out there with Tyler Humphrey and Cameron Comas, Jameson Heath, the 76 rider Caleb McKinney there, right down to the very end of this race, in a great battle for that second spot, as obviously Austin Smith was shot out of a cannon here on that final stage, and didn't look like anyone was going to catch him here late in this race.
Yeah, man. Anytime Austin seems to jump in here with us, like I said in our Discord before the race, I said, you guys got to watch that 23. He's fast. And, what I like about running with Austin, even we had a little bit of a run in last season at Darlington. And, like every time I get around him, like he's super clean driver, super aggressive, super fast, but super clean. And even like I was referring back to Darlington last season, apologetic and took blame for it. It's like he's the kind of guy, like if he makes a mistake, like he owns it, but most of the time he's just flawless every time he's in these things. And yeah, cool to see him pick up a win.
Absolutely, definitely cool to see him pick up a win, and good to see you battling here late in this race, trying to get everything you can, trying to earn as many points as possible here on the afternoon. You pull that 0-0 ride back up into the podium. Another solid run, another solid performance here for you, Colton. Who would you like to thank for the drive here this afternoon?
Yeah, just I need to thank Williamsburg Contracting, obviously, for what they do and supporting me and this whole league, really. Everybody who's a part of it, from Outcast, you for the awesome broadcast, Shenco Custom Diecasts, all the supporters, and the big supporters. If you look at the green logos on my car, it's got a G&P in it, and that's for Grandma and Pop who help make this thing go around and support me doing this thing. So a lot of people to thank, and this race, I didn't really want to comment on it too much, but a lot of aggression, a lot of, track position was so key. Nobody really wanted to give up what they had. And I just felt like the racing today was much more aggressive than what it's been. And I think ultimately, there at the end, felt bad with Caleb. I know he was trying to pinch me down in side draft or whatever it was in turn 3 and 4, and then I know we got together there when he pinched me, and then once he did, I was trying to fight the car back up the hill, and we got together, and then him and Corey, I think, were the only two that got into that last wreck. But just felt bad seeing that, because like we had a heck of a run there for a while, and that's not the way I wanted to see the race end with those two guys, especially Corey. I've run lots of races around him, and it's always been with a lot of respect, and same to start the season with Caleb. So like I said, I feel bad that they got into that and then cost them some good finishes.
Absolutely some tough late race contact. Everyone battling, trying to get everything they can. Unfortunate break there for Caleb and Corey, but a decent break here as you're able to hang on to that car, keep it pointed in the right direction, and drive it up here onto the podium here this afternoon. an absolute great jump, a great race there again for you, Colton, and we look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack next Sunday.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And like I said, I appreciate everything that you do for the league.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Colton, enjoy the rest of your night, and congrats again on the third place run.
All right, you too, man. Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Colton Manich, our third place finisher here this afternoon. Michael Smith says a Busch Light on Uncle Mike here tonight. Austin, you better get a hold of your Uncle Mike this evening, man. He's got the Busch Lattes for you. He's going to hook you up after picking up the big dump here this afternoon. Definitely get them Busch Lattes. I'll take one too, Mike. Send it up here. Send it up here. I'll take one. I'll take one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As my boy Chris Muse, Chris coming in, showing the big love here in this one. Chris coming in, resubscribing there with the Prime sub over on Twitch, coming in with the 7 months of being a subscriber here on Peacemaker Gaming. I appreciate that, brother, coming in, showing the love here in this one. Unfortunately, though, that is going to do it for us on the racing action. Now, we did have the poll up, and right now it's tied between Anthony Garland and James Garland on the best costumes here this afternoon. Now, I'm gonna have to cast my vote. Now, I know Kurt Sponsor had a vote. We're gonna do the tiebreaker between James and Anthony, and I gotta give it to Anthony, man. He's got the princess costume on. He's got the dress and the whole 9 yards. It's one thing putting a mask on or a wig and a crown on, but being the man that he is, putting the dress on, everything else, I gotta give it to Anthony Garland with the best dressed Halloween outfit here this afternoon. It's gotta be Anthony Garland, as man, some great racing, some great laughs, some great fun here this afternoon, and huge shout out to all these drivers coming in, showing the love all evening long, and to everybody coming in here throughout the evening with the likes, the comments, the shares, man, any of the new followers, any of the new subscribers. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and we'll be back here, back live again in roughly about 3 hours from now, probably around 3 hours from now, we're going to be live again here with some more racing action. We got the Sim 500 Complete Motorsports Cars Tour going back to battle. Last week we had, 50 drivers show up. Only 22 drivers make it into the A main feature event. It's full fender bars to the wall. It's tough, nothing but tough racing, man. When we see these heat races for 20-25 laps and only 4 or 5 drivers transfer through the heat races, and seeing 15-20 cars out there battling for those transfer spots, man. It's some very tough elbows up racing when you see all these drivers battling, 50, 60 cars out there on the racetrack trying to earn those 20 positions or so into that A main feature event. Is very, very fun to watch, man. And hopefully, guys, hit that bell notification. That way you never miss it when we go live here on Peacemaker Gaming. So that way you guys don't miss the action here later on this evening. But listen, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.